everyone, it's Ashley here for Not Too Shabby, and I'm back today to share another design team project for this week. I will put the products below in the description box that I share, and if you do head over to Not Too Shabby to make a purchase, you can use the coupon code CraftyGirl to save 10%. So today I'm going to be making these super cute little summer planner clips. I just love how these turned out so much, and I did some paper piecing and Copic coloring for them. So I'm going to share with you today how I made them, and I will get started by just showing you the products that I used to make them. So first up, I used this Greeting Farm set, and this is the Sunny Kit. It is so precious. I just love these kits so much that Greeting Farm comes out with. They are such a great value. Make sure that if you are interested in this kit that you head over and purchase it right away, because these type of kits are usually limited edition and they are limited quantity, so Jamie's only able to get so many in stock. So today I'm going to be sharing how I made these two little cuties. Those are the two that I'm going to be showing, and this is a red rubber stamp, so it has a whole bunch of little red rubber stamps on there, and you can trim those out, or if you can do what I'm going to do today, and I'm just going to show how I stamp them out without trimming them. I also use this new MFT paper pad. It's called Tiny Hearts, and it just has a rainbow full of bright tiny hearts. This one is the Brights one, and I use the green and yellow. So let's get started with the process video. So first up, I'm just going to stamp these out. As I had mentioned, you can trim out the red rubber stamps, but I find it easier to store, and I just prefer to kind of do it more like a rubbing. So I just stamp the ink on there, and then I can just place my paper on top and rub over it with my hand, and this way I don't have to trim them apart. But it's totally up to you, it's your preference, so you can definitely trim them apart, and there's a lot of great videos on YouTube to show you how to do that if you wanted to do it. So now I'm going to do the paper piecing part, and I'm just pulling out this yellow and green heart paper, and I'm going to just ink this up again and just set the paper on top and do the little rubbing again. And always make sure that the images are going the way you want them. So I made sure that the hearts would be showing how I want them on the image. So I'm just going to trim these out, and I'm just going to use my sewing scissors to fussy cut them out. So I usually do this when I do paper piecing. I'll just get all of the cutting done at once at the beginning. So I'm just leaving a little bit of white around the outside and trimming this out. And these are actually the bigger Anya stamps. These are like the actual regular sized Anyas. They're not the like little bean stamps. They're the Anya ones. So they are a little bit bigger, which is really nice. It's such a good value, these little Sunny kits and like Bloom kits. I think the one from last time was called Bloom kit. This one is the Sunny kit. So I'm just trimming these both out, and then I'm going to do the paper piecing portion. For this part, I'm leaving a little white around the outside, but when I do the paper piecing, I'm going to cut right on the black line, and then I can just set it right on top. So I'm going to cut out the hat, and you could totally leave it like this, but I decided that I wanted to trim off the little bow part, and that way I can Copic color the bow, and you'll just see the paper pieced part. And I'm totally going to set the bow aside because I can use that for another project. And then I also cut out the little skirt and her little top. And this one was a little bit tedious. It was really tiny, that little piece. And now I'm going to do the yellow hat, and again I'm going to just cut out the whole hat, and you could totally leave the hat just like that, but I did want to incorporate a little bit of Copic coloring that was not neutral colors like for the skin and hair, so I'm going to do a little bit of colored Copic coloring as well. So I did trim off that little bow part, and then I cut out the little skirt and the little top. Now I can do the Copic coloring. So these two pieces I'm going to set aside. Those will be the backing for our clip. That way our Copic coloring isn't going to, when you flip over the clip, you're not going to see color on the other side. You'll just see the white. So to start out with, I'm using E13 to do the skin tone. And I'm just adding it to the darkest portions. Then I go in with E11. And I do have all the caps on screen. And then I'm also going to use E00 to blend that out. I thought I'd make sure she looked like she had a bit of a tan, so I did a little bit of a darker portion around the edges. And then I just take the E13 and go around it one more time just to darken it up a bit and make sure that all of the dark shade is there because I do want it to look like she has a little bit of a tan already. And then I'm taking the R20 and I'm just going to give her a little bit of pink cheeks. For the hair, I'm just going to do a full coat of E53. And you could totally leave it like that. I think that looks really nice, but I'm just going to do the flicking motion to show you guys how I do that. So I'm just starting with my lightest color, which is E55, and I'm just going to do the flicking motion and flick away from the base of the hair and the top of the hair. And then I go in with, oh, I'm just showing how that's going to go on. So cute. So now I'm going to do the next part with E57. And you could stop at any of these points. Whichever color of hair you want, you could make it like a lighter brown or a darker brown. So I do stop there with it just being like a lighter brown color. And then I'm going to take my black jelly pen and go over the black eyes. And then once that dries, I'll add a white dot with my white jelly pen. Now I'm going to do that little ribbon on the hat using Y38, Y35, and then Y32. And then I can add on my little paper pieced images. And then I just put on the little bottom and top. And I think that looks so cute. I decided though that I want to take my white jelly pen and add in a little bit of lines just for some accent there. So I just do some diagonal lines all the way across. And then I can take my glue stick to add on the paper piecing. You could use any type of glue or adhesive that you like, but I find that the glue stick works really well and it holds all of the little pieces on nicely, and I just really like how it holds all of the little pieces so nicely. So that pretty much does it for this little cutie. Then I decided that I wanted to color in her top instead of using the little paper pieced image, so I go back in with that same yellow combo, YR 36, 35, and 32. And then I'm just adding the white onto her eyes. And now let's do this next little cutie. So for this little cutie, I'm going to use E18 and I'm going in with the darkest portions. And then I'm going to use E15. I'm so excited to use all of these little images. I just did these two for this video, but I cannot wait to color them all up there, each so cute. Then I'm going to go in with E13 and blend that out. And I'm just getting a nice blend there. Then I'm going to take R20 for the cheeks and go over top of that with a little bit of R22 and then go back over it with the E13 just to kind of make it all blend nicely. And then I went in with E11 just to get a nice little blend in there. Then I go back in with the E18 just to make sure that all the darkest portions stay nice and dark. And then I go in with the E15. And then E13 again. And then I go in with my black jelly pen for the eyes, and then again, once that part dries, I will add the white dots after. Then for the hair, I go in with E53, and I'm just going to do a full coat of this light brown color. This way, as you do the flicking motion over top of it, it will have kind of like a shadow coming through. So then I start out with E55. And I thought I would give this girl some nice dark brown hair. So I'm starting out with my lightest colors and I'll work up to my darkest colors. And I'm just doing the flicking motion from the bottom and also from the top part of her hair. Then I go in with E57. And again, I'm just flicking away from my body. So that's why I'm turning around the image. So it's always that you're flicking away from yourself. It makes it a lot easier to do. So cute. Now I go in with a little bit more of that color, and then I go in with E59, which is the darkest color, and you don't want to do too much of your darkest color because you want to still leave a little bit of shading and you don't want to cover up what you've already done. So I'm just going in with a tiny little coat of the dark brown with the E59. And I love how that looks so much. And see how you can kind of see the lighter colors peeking through? It looks like a nice highlight in her hair. Cute. So now I go in with my white jelly pen for her eyes, and I am going to take my little paper pieced images and start to put those on. So there's so many ways you could do it. You could paper piece it with a whole bunch of different colors, but I think this is how I'm going to do it for this little girl. So I'm just taking my glue stick here, and I'm just going to glue on her little top and then also her little skirt. Now I'm just going to color in the little bow. So I go in with YG06. I love this color combo. It's a really nice kind of like lime green, like a light green color. Then I go in with YG03 and YG00. And I do leave the heart white just so that it matches the little white heart that's on the pattern paper. And then I can take my glue stick and glue on that little part of the hat. And this just looks so cute. I love it so much. I tried to pick colors that I wouldn't normally use. I always go for the pinks and purples, and I tried to go this time for a yellow and a green, which I am just in love with. And then I just take my Spectrum Noir glitter pen and glitter up the little outfits and the little accents on the hat. I think that looks perfect for a little added extra something. So now I'm just going to start with the clips. So I'm just taking my little clip container here, and I'm going to use gold clips this time. So the reason you want to do the two images is because otherwise when you turn over that stamped image that has the coloring on it, you're going to see color on it. So that's why I use a backing. So I'm just taking my hot glue gun and adding on a ton of glue on there. I like to put a lot. It makes it thick. Once you put it together, it's kind of like a magnet. Like it has that thickness of a magnet. So it's nice and sturdy, and it will last longer in your planner. And so then I'm just adding on the top there and just fussy cut around the outside so it's all even. And there is the first clip. So again, with the second one, I'm taking the hot glue gun, and make sure you're careful with the glue gun because mine always gets me when I use it. So I'm going to add on the last bit of glue here, and then I can add on my little clip and put the top piece on, and it is done. So it was such a simple little project to make these little planner clips. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.